right, we are here. Car meditation. Today we're going to talk about company. And before I talk about company, I'm going to explain something of what I learned as a child. My father was in the military. My mom was in the military. So my dad explained to me that when he went into like jungles or he had to do jobs, his guys were called a company. And he told me that no matter what was going on, that company was responsible for each other and everybody had a job to do. Some guys may have been good at shooting than other guys. Some guys may have been good at recon. Some guys may have been good at hand-to-hand combat. Some guys may have been good at, just being visual, making sure they saw everything. Some guys was good snipers, whatever. But he said, you relied on your company. He said, like you rely on your 5 fingers, you rely on your 5 toes on one side. He said, man, your company is the other side. So he said, your 5 fingers and your 5 toes on one side of your body is you. He said, your 5 fingers and your 5 toes on the other side of your body is your company. And y'all work together to get a job done and make sure everybody get home. And that wasn't always the case, of course, in military. But he said, for the most part, you are who your company is. You are the company you keep. He told me this as a little boy. I had to have been 5 or 6 when he was telling me this, drilling this in my head. And he would tell me this all the time. And as I got older, my mom would say this one saying, which I'm sure all of you have heard: misery loves company. I want all of you who watch this to look around and see what company you keep. Are they assets? Are they valuable to you? When the chips are down, are they there for you? When you're making a bad decision that may hurt your life or what's going on in your life, are they the ones that's going to pull you out? Are they the ones that's going to tell you to keep making those stupid decisions? And down to the fact that if you were out and you were in danger, is this person going to be there? Is this person going to have your back? Because it comes down to that too. We look at life a lot of times as it just being, there's just somebody I can call. You can call anybody. It's like life is like that. You can call anybody, and anybody can have a phone and be on the other end of a phone. But when it comes down to there's a fire, who's coming? When it comes down to there's a flood, who's coming? And I don't necessarily mean those physical fires and floods. I mean those personal fires and floods. It's the saying also, the 6 people that you hang around with are who you are. Now, as you get older, that circle of people diminishes big time. I can tell you that. You're only going to have a good handful of loyal people. If you got 5, you're blessed. If you got more than that, you're blessed. But, if you have 1, and that's your significant other and your children, then you're more blessed. But either way, all of your circle should be elevating towards something, or you should be trying to elevate to them. Case in point, an example. One of my brothers, he's older than me. And me and my brothers, we all have an accountability code. We hold each other accountable. We'll get in each other's ass about everything. We done made that known. Like, don't let me, don't let me mess up. Don't let me slip. Get my ass. Whether it's health, whether it's business, whether it's this, whether it's personal, whether it's relationship, get in my ass. So one of my brothers is older than me by maybe like 11, 12 years. But I watched him struggle to get to where he's at today. I watched him climb to get to where he's at today. And that keeps me running and climbing. And then I have people under me that watch me grind, struggle, build, and that keeps them striving. So we all mentor each other in a sense. We all talk to each other, tell each other, don't stop doing this because this is possible, that's possible. And we keep each other in tune when it comes to business, and we support each other's businesses. We support each other, family businesses. If our kids or our women got things going, we try to support all that. My case in point is, if you're going to have friends in a circle of people, man, y'all all should be moving up. And if you have people in your life that may not be competent in that frame of mind to do that, they should be telling you to do it. And that is support in itself. You know what I mean? Everyone doesn't always have to be, business owner, entrepreneur, have these $1 million jobs and everything to give you good support. And remember that, because you may have that buddy that just sits and says, hey, I don't know about all that, but I do know this. You got something here. Go for it. So that's what you gotta focus on. You gotta understand that you gotta have good company around you, because misery does love company, and people will want to see you fail and not succeed just to stay with them, just to stay where they at, just to not do nothing. And at the same time, that gives them an excuse to say, well, you ain't doing nothing either. You not, it's like somebody out the crew got to be an example. And here I go. I always got a short story for you. When I was in high school, I had friends that carried over with me some of them carried over with me from childhood. Excuse me, I just finished eating. Some of them carried over with me from childhood. Some of them carried over with me from 8th grade, because our grammar school was right across the street from the high school. But when we got our first, they give you progress reports. When we got our first progress report, and a lot of my people that I ran with from the neighborhood and all this was saying, I got a D, at least I passed. My mom gonna get me because of this F. I felt like, we out of 8th grade, we in a different realm now. It's like, I can't be rolling with people who okay with being less than. And I said, and it was like that day, then and there. Can ask my brother. I parted ways, told him, hey, don't even, we ain't even associating with that, man. We doing our thing over here. Been like that ever since. And there's nothing wrong with taking care of yourself, and whoever that's with you, that's about taking care of themselves, and y'all trying to be better people. Get away from it. You're not, if you look around, you're not missing nothing. You're not missing nothing. The same thing that's been back when I was in my 20s is the same thing that's happening now. And you can't party it all the way. You can't fun it all. It's like, it's more than that. Because what's going to happen is you're going to get a certain age and you're going to look up and you're going to waste the time, energy, and space. And some of those things you can't get back. You can't get back time. You can't get back youth. You can be healthy and young, but you can't get that. You can't get that fighting time back that you may have been able to do things at a certain time. So once you realize it, jump on it, get to moving, get the right company around you, or don't have none at all. Because it is definitely okay to go in a room by yourself and build something and come out and change the world. Peace. Fight for your life.